Hello and welcome to Happy Cells and Souls. My name is Julie Powers and I am a licensed Zumba instructor and I'm a business partner with the Juice Plus company. My mission in life is to help people understand that life is better when they're dancing through it and to inspire healthy living around the world. But my expanded mission is to create better health at the cellular level and more joy at the cellular level. Because while we're here on earth, we only get one body, so we have to take care of it. And we're supposed to be joyful and happy while we're here, because that's why we're here. So one of the things that I like to do is to capture these conversations on video with people to help bring more joy into the world. And I have had the honor and privilege of knowing so many people in my life that have helped me learn. And I believe that if we keep our minds open and our hearts open, we can learn something from everyone. Doesn't matter if we share the same political beliefs, religious beliefs, if we're from the same social economic level on the spectrum, it doesn't matter because we can learn from everyone. And today, this is going to be a fun conversation because it is so not scripted at all. We don't really have many bullet points, but this is Kimberlee Williams. And I first met Kimberlee, I think it was back in 2013. And we worked on a project together with our companies that were sidelines, we're buddies. We're not tied to each other in our business, but I met her then, and we've just been in contact since in a lot of different ways. But one of the ways is that we are both all about personal growth, personal change, and really just seizing the day, right?
CARPE DIEM.
Carpe diem. And so if you can see this bright light around Kimberlee, it's because she just has all this energy just oozing out of her all the time. And she and her partner Ken are really about Carpe Diem. And so I think that what I'd like to start with, Kim, is the fact that before 2020 ever happened to anybody, you had this vision for 2020 called the 2020 life. Can you tell us about that and what your vision for 2020 was? And then as everything sort of happened as it did, and we're all in this, together, how that affected you.
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, thank you so much for even thinking of me for this. This is awesome. And you're right. We've gone back years and been through a lot of fun stuff. And I love your heart. You're always about, like you said, the joy and bringing just helpful things to people's lives, joy, abundance, all of that. So I hope what I can share today will do that for somebody too, because I'm like you. I love to hear people's stories. I am a sole believer of people are put in our paths for a reason, and if we listen um, well enough, we can learn from that. We can grow to be more respectful of people's differences, like all sorts of things that we're meant to hear each other's stories. So as far as the 2020 life goes, it was a vision and that came to me about 6 or 7 years ago. And it's funny, it had nothing to do with the year 2020. When I talk about it, it's like when you think of the number 2020, you think of vision and clarity, 2020 vision. And you think of the old show 2020, right? It's information and news and learning. And so to me, what it had come down to was we were moving in such a fast paced life 6, 7 years ago. We were really starting to speed up in things. And I was noticing that people needed 20-minute modalities in their life. And so it first started out years ago through the Juice Plus business that I was, cooking healthy meals for my children, and my friends were like, how do you do that? Like you're getting your 5-year-old or 8-year-old to eat bell peppers raw and these healthy meals, because I'm making taco salad. I'm making what was a 20-minute meal in 20 minutes for $20 and it was feeding my family of 5. And they were the ones who actually started putting the idea and planting it in my head around this 2020 thing.
Right.
Wow, like we
Brilliant.
can, yeah, right? Like this is what everybody needs right now. Teach a family how to make a 20-minute healthy meal that's kid friendly, husband friendly, packed with lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, for $20. Because what's the concept for most people is, oh my gosh, I can't eat healthy because it's too expensive or it takes too much time. Not with
Right.
2020 life.
So
It was,
they go grab something through the fast food lane and they
yeah.
spend well over $20 for zero nutrition.
Exactly. Like you can't even take your family to Taco Bell for $20 anymore.
No.
So like it's like take that excuse away, So that started it, and then it turned into, wow, people are making, myself included. This was 6 7 years ago. I can't make it to the gym today because it'll take well over an hour. And so I'm just not going to do it. Well, do something for 20 minutes, stretch for 20 minutes that day, go for a walk for 20 minutes, do something for your mental and physical health in 20 minutes.
Right.
Um, Give yourself a facial, just 20 minutes of relaxation, 20 minutes of meditation. These are all things that I was not good at. I still am not good at, meditation or any of that stuff. There are wonderful friends of mine that are, they know Reiki and they know all this really cool stuff. I am not one of them, but if I can calm my mind, or just jump, we live at the lake. And so if I can jump in my kayak and go down to the water and just even have 20 minutes of nature,
Right.
like it
And you're
is,
in California and it's warm there
yeah,
where you are.
yeah. I didn't mean to rub that in or anything. But yeah, yeah. And so that's basically the 2020 life. It just comes down to thinking of 20-minute modalities that simplify life and are kid friendly and family friendly, all ages. So that's where it started.
That's great. And so then we were talking before I hit the record button how, everybody had a vision for 2020 and it
Yeah,
looked so amazing at the beginning of the year. And then poof,
yeah,
world changed. But yet that doesn't necessarily mean that everything turned bad. A
right.
lot of really good things happened in 2020 for people. And some of it isn't necessarily big stuff that's going to show up, out in the community. It's within our own bodies and souls and minds, right? But you
Yeah,
had something that was sort of in conjunction with your 2020 life, but you purchased
yeah,
a home on, you were saying, December 31st at 4:35 p.m. and you woke up the next
right.
day and you own this home that you're sitting in right now.
Yep.
And it became an oasis for people
Yeah.
in 2020. So can you tell us just a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we had started the process of this house that fell in our laps in October, November of 2019. And our intention was to do retreats at it because it is out here at the lake here on the Central Coast. So we have a lot of people who travel here for wine tasting, uh, doing cross country biking. This town is just really cool. It's very versatile for that. A lot of lake life, of course. So we thought, okay, we're going to buy this house and we're going to fully renovate it. So we did. These walls are all new. Everything got torn down to basically the studs. And you're right. Like we closed escrow on December 31st, right before closing time, and woke up the year of 2020 owning this 2020 life home. Well, our vision, obviously, 90 days into it changed when the poof happened and everything shifted. And so the house was about 90% done. And we had friends from all over the US just start saying, we need to come to this house. We've heard about it. We know there's something euphoric and magical about it. It's a we started calling it the COVID relief house, honestly, because as I was telling you earlier, we would have friends from the city. We're out in the country out here. We would have friends from the city that were just running around, kind of like, chickens with their heads cut off. Like nobody really knew what was happening in March and April of 2020, and one day looked different than the next. And they were just getting caught up, and they just needed some relief. They needed some relaxation, get back to nature, that sort of thing. And so they would bring their family here, and some would stay for a couple of days, some would stay for a couple of weeks. And the house was truly magical for them. I I truly loved watching them come with a certain energy, um, where they were just they almost looked defeated and tired and just living in the city, and whatever chaos was going on around this, pandemic and stuff was really tugging at them, and they needed rejuvenation. They just needed some nature. Some of these people, we had retreats here where, we had a 70-year-old lady that had never been on a boat in her entire life, and to watch us take her out on our boat, and to watch the magic of what just calm waters, bald eagles, the deer coming down, the wild coyotes, like just watching this magic of watching somebody's eyesight of something new that's never happened, plus the energy and the calming of water. It was just really, really cool. And so this 2020 life vision all of a sudden just really started opening up, where it was like, gosh, this is way bigger than my little, what I thought the 2020 life was looking like. It just started expanding so much more. And it's still going on, even though we're into 2021. It's taken some curves like everybody else has. And it's been so exciting and fun because I'm really calming my that I want to control everything side, because I believe this is something we can all learn right now in a world that has no control. We need to learn to shift quickly and be okay with that, learn new
Right,
skills, you
right.
know, um, be be gentle with each other, all sorts of things. And that's one of the things that I truly took away from 2020 was watching people learn new things. They're at home with their children, they're learning to cook again, they're learning to garden, they're learning to get creative with all sorts of different things. So yeah, it's the 2020 life has definitely changed all of us in a great, great way.
Well, and one of the things that you were talking about was, like you said, a lot of people were home doing different things. A lot of people were working from home that never wanted to work from home in their lives.
Yeah.
They were trying to work from home while they had their children at home doing school from home, and everybody was going insane. And
Yeah.
it was really challenging for a lot of people. And you and I, the business that we're in, we get to work from home whenever we want, but we can
Right.
also work from wherever we happen to be. And I think that that is something that is also magical in your 2020 life, is that
Mhm.
you partnered with the same company 20 years ago when you were 23 years old, and you were a single mother,
Yeah.
and you saw, even though maybe it wasn't that clear at that time, you saw that you had an opportunity to work for yourself, to build your
Yeah.
own dreams, to be able to spend time with your kids. But that has really just grown into such an amazing opportunity for you to, a few years ago, you did what? You packed up in an RV and you went state to state for how long?
5 weeks. We did 25 states in 5 weeks. My boyfriend and our dog, the three musketeers, 25 states in 5 weeks, 10,000 miles. Unbelievable. And this was in 2019, before it was even a thing.
Right.
coming out of 2020, where all these, families are learning that, well, we're homeschooling, so we can do the same thing. We did it
Right.
in 2019. So it was really fun to see people do it the year after, start
Right.
following into
Right.
that path.
And you have such freedom with your business and with your lifestyle now that you're able to really take that seize the day
Hmm.
philosophy and make it happen. I know we talked about, kind of the 2 steps forward, 1 step back sometimes, and the curveballs and the pathways that are going all different
Right,
directions that you're right, we're not in control. We're not in
right,
control of a lot of things. But what we're in control of is what our picture is for our future, right? And
correct.
not getting sort of dragged down into the muck of the details, but just knowing that it's going to happen and to be looking for those opportunities to make it happen. So
Yeah.
we have about 4 minutes left.
Okay.
So can you talk about that for just a little bit and what that's meant to you and your life?
It was so invigorating to do that tour. And I'm a competitive water skier too. So it was a little bit of that. It was a little bit of seeing team around the country. So it was a little bit of work, a little bit of fun, a little bit of exploration. Um, but we are actually, I forgot to tell you this, we're doing it again. We're leaving in like 3 days to do the same thing again. And I'm just looking forward to,
How long are you going to be gone this time?
5 weeks again.
Okay, you do know that it's winter this time, right?
Yes, yes. And we were supposed to go through Texas, and I don't know that that's going to happen now. So, um, but yeah, it's exciting. There's no plans. This is what I think is so cool, and we'll be documenting it and letting people kind of follow us. We don't even know where we're going to spend the night the very first night. There's literally no plans. And I think that, to me, learning that 2 years ago was so exciting that we made it. No plans, no nothing. We let the energy and the love of, certain people that raise their hands on social media, come by here. You have a place to take a shower if you need to, which we had our own rig, but they're like, come by, we'll have lunch, we'll do this. It just zigzagged us all through, like I said, 25 states. And it was so exciting. We did it again last year in October, and we're going to go do it again now and wind up in Florida. And so we're literally going from coast to coast and back.
That is so great. And just
Yeah.
to have that freedom to be able to do it and know that your business is coming along with you, and
Yes,
you can be free to plan your day around whatever it is that needs to happen that day.
exactly. Gotta love technology nowadays, right?
Right, right. So if you had somebody that was sitting in front of you and they said, I just don't know. I just don't know. 2020 was so dang hard and 2021 doesn't seem to be that much better. What would your advice be to them in 2 minutes or less?
Oh gosh. Okay. As any coach would tell us, especially me from the athletic background, would say, why would you focus on that bad play? Let's say it's a football coach. Why would you focus on that bad pass, that one out of your 10,000 great passes as a quarterback? Why would you focus on that one that went wrong and not look at how you can get better, how you can tweak these great passes that you've done, how you can learn maybe a new footstep or something like that? I think that really is what people are looking for right now coming out of 2020, is how to be universal, how to learn new things. They may not be complicated things. Again, why I think 2020 life, 20-minute modalities is a small stepping stone. Give
Right.
yourself the love and the grace within that 20 minutes to learn something new. Um, be grateful for it. Always have a grateful heart. Always look out the abundance in every situation. And then when that happens, and you get good at that, it's a snowball effect. Then
It's
it just becomes
magical.
more and more. Yep. And then it's like you and I, right? We're just like, it just fell from the sky. Don't ask me how it happened. It just happens because we're attracting the energy that we give to ourselves and radiate out, it starts coming around again and again.
Exactly, exactly. So we get what we focus on for sure.
Yes, for
Yes.
sure.
All right. Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for just sharing a little bit of you with whoever happens to watch this video. And I hope that whoever you are watching this video, that you figure out a way to get out there and seize the day and live your dreams and just live with joy.
Absolutely. I love you, girl. Thank you so much for having me. This is awesome.